This is my newest acquisition, the Technics SL D30 Direct Drive Automatic Turntable System. This was one that I was very happy to acquire recently. It was actually sort of done with a trade. The Fisher was sold, and the guy that sold me that bought the turntable off of me ended up also giving me this one if I took down $20 from the sale, which I did. He told me that he had several problems with it, that it was no longer working, so he would be replacing the Technics with a Fisher. So let's have a look with the turntable. There are some things that I did with it. When I first got this, it was very dirty. It had stickers everywhere, and I got everything off. The dust cover, even though it looks a little dirty here, a little dusty, got a very thorough cleaning, and I actually ended up sanding it with some very fine sandpaper and buffing it out. And as you can see, it's much clearer, much more see-through now. It's not perfect because there's these little spots here that are from the inside that I was not able, actually, some of it is coming off of my finger, but there's some scratches from the inside that I don't know how to take off. I might just have to sand it from the inside, but it's not really something that I have a lot of time for right now. But I'm very happy with this acquisition. When he sold it to me, there was also a broken hinge, and I first attempted to glue it, and the gluing did not work. So what I ended up having to do is I ended up getting a little piece of aluminum and cutting it and making basically a little brace, and then screwing the brace into the dust cover so that the hinge could function properly. The other hinge is perfectly fine, nothing wrong with it. But now I'm able to open it, and it basically stays open. Okay. The Tonearm is really nice. This is a P-mount turntable, so we really run at about maybe 2 to 1.5 grams. This one maxes out at 1.5 grams, so you can go as low as 1 gram. And it's got a anti-skating adjustment. It came with this the Shure M92E, and it does use elliptical styluses. I checked out the price on the stylus, and it is a little bit more than I want. I mean, it's not a lot. I mean, it's on, I think probably it runs around maybe between $25 to $30. And I might end up getting a new stylus for it, even though he told me that the stylus is still good. The turntable itself wasn't well taken care of, so I don't know how much of his word I can take on that, but it does play fine. It is a little crackly, but I did have a very dirty player when I was trying it out, so I did go ahead and clean out the stylus with some alcohol. So let's take a look at the features. We got the speed, 33 1/3 and 45. We do have a pitch control, and then we got our light with our strobe there that helps us adjust the speed. And then there is a repeat function, which is something that I'm very happy that this turntable came with, because really repeat functions I've only really seen on linear tracking turntables, but this is a regular turntable that has that, and I'm very excited that this is able to do that. The queuing does not have a lever. It's got this switch, and if you unlock the Tonearm, that works perfectly fine. And the dampening right there is really good as well. And then you got your start and cut button, or start and stop. And then the turntable does not require a belt, which I'm very happy with. It does have a system that is more like a sensor that basically tells you if you have a 33 1/3 record, or a 30 centimeter wide record, or if you have a 17 centimeter record. It basically automatically senses it, so it'll adjust the Tonearm accordingly. And then underneath, this is a metal platter. I was not able to take the platter off yet. But I realized that it wasn't really necessary, being that this is direct drive and there's no belt that needs to be replaced or anything. And here you can see the little sensors that when you push down, it's going to sense either the 45 RPM or it's going to sense the 33 1/3. So this is a very nice turntable. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back really quick. So typically with good turntables, nothing is hardwired. Here you got your grounding cable that came with the turntable. Here's some AV out cables that match really well with this style of turntable. And then you got your power cable. And then here's a label in the back, model number, some other information, and of course this is made in Japan. Okay, so we'll play a record on it to hear how it sounds. So again, I'll go ahead and start the record. Okay, so the record's playing fine. And then there's your strobe adjustment. I believe that I might need to adjust that slightly because it is moving just a little bit. See if I can adjust it. Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay, so it's got your strobe there and it's playing fine. And then you also have the option to repeat, like I mentioned earlier. So let's try that out. So I'll cue it up. Then we'll move the arm all the way to the end. Have it auto return. And it repeats. So this is awesome in case you have your favorite record on and you want to hear it from beginning to end over and over again. This will work perfect for that. So let's go ahead and try a 45 RPM record. So now we'll just turn this off. Press stop. So moving forward, I'll probably have the Panasonic linear turntable aside for just a little bit of time because I'm really enjoying this turntable. It's well made, it's automatic, and quite honestly, this resembles very much what I would like to get for this whole setup that I have. I have not done a review on this yet. I'm holding off on that, but this turntable sounds magnificent, and the problem that I ended up having to do to fix it was basically the Tonearm. The guy was telling me that his records would automatically stop and it would auto return on its own, and it was just not functioning correctly. So what I realized that this Tonearm had actually been jerked the other way, so it was not seated correctly. So all it took is for me to grab the Tonearm and readjust it and make it nice and straight. And once I was able to do that and check that it automatically fell where it needed to fall, I never had a problem with it again. So that was an easy fix. Didn't even require me to get in there really. I did have to take it apart though and clean the inside because the inside was kind of really dirty as well. Very dusty, and it had, I don't know, it looked like ice cream or soda inside of it. But the turntable luckily works fine. There are no problems with it. Okay. That is the Technics SL D30. Thank you.